Hello everyone and welcome back. Now you probably heard me say this before, if a train isn't up to scratch, I generally do something about it. Whether that's delivery or electronics, I will go and show you now what I do to get my trains up to scratch and in really nice working order and really detailed. So starting off on the left we have the Hornby Intercity 125. Now this is the first model of the Intercity 125, the first one that came out around the 1980s. Managed to purchase this second hand for around £30. It did come with some basic directional lighting provided by filament bulbs, but apart from that the performance was quite rough and it required a lot of servicing. So I've done 3 major upgrades to this train. The first one in a series of upgrades was the addition of LED lighting here and at the other end of the train. This works on DCC and it did work on analog as well. Also, when I upgraded the train to DCC, I fitted an 8-pin socket in the middle of the coach and also changed the motor to a CD motor for more reliable performance and also so that it draws less current. Ringfield motors do draw a bit more than the newer equivalents. Also, I fitted a TTS sound decoder. So basically what we have now is we have a train with DCC sound in both power cars, or TTS in this case, for just over £100, whereas where you consider the super detailed Intercity 125 standing at around like £270 RRP for analog, let alone digital, it seems a reasonably good price. So the next train on our list is the Backman 170. Now I converted this one to Southern a while back with some vinyl, but the result wasn't too great. So what I've done is I've just gradually started painting over areas. So if I take you off the tripod and you can have a look, I see I went over the front paint and also the doors more recently. I've also converted this train to DCC as well, like all the other trains on the layout, and all the ones I've converted have an 8-pin socket. The directional lighting also works. I'm considering fitting interior lighting into this. I do have the LED strips for that, like I have done in other trains as well. So next up is the Bachmann Voyager in Virgin Trains livery. Now this one has reasonable detail. The lighting isn't too great, it does get very hot. That is on my list for repairs, but the main thing about this train is I have fitted interior lights in all the coaches, since all the coaches helpfully have pickups. It's only the 3-coach version of the Bachmann Voyager, so that was very easy to just get some LED strip and wire it into the DCC decoder. Now the Hornby 156 should certainly deserve the most annoying train title, since this train has broken more times than I can remember. It's because when it was wired in the factory at Hornby, they'd managed to catch the wires around the motor in certain places, so when it went round tight curves it pulled it out, and unfortunately when we sent it back for repair under warranty, or it actually wasn't under warranty because they threw a fuss, when we sent it back for repairs they just stuck the wire back on, soldered it back on, and the same thing happened over and over again. So what I did was, I ended up rewiring the whole train. While I was rewiring it, I fitted interior lighting, DCC 8-pin socket in both cars, pickups on the car with no pickups, and redid all the wiring to the motor, fitted directional and interior lighting. One downside to this was I think I managed to mount the body shell just there. You can probably just about see. It was downside, it was a bit precarious with the soldering iron, but it does have its advantages. It is a very nice model now, hasn't broken much at all. So our final train of the day is the Southeastern 395. Now this is a work in progress because the motor is really annoying me. This is the railroad model, so it has a very jumpy cheap motor which I need to replace. I also went onto the underframe with a coat of yellow paint and some more detailing. I also need to do some black around the windows, but obviously this train is missing all the decals, which I don't know if I'm going to find This train also misses seats in the interior, but I don't think that's physically possible to find as a spare part. And if I did, it would be very expensive. So for the sake of expense and not spending money, I don't think this train will end up being fully detailed. But it is starting to come along. This is a work in progress. So that's all from me today. I can confirm that the next major project on my list will be a Class 442. I'll be converting some Hornby Mark IIIs into a 442. It'll originally be non-motorised, but hopefully get to motorise it after that. I estimate that project will be done within the next year. It did get dropped down on my list when DCC came along, but it has come back up, and it is the next project which will hopefully get underway soon. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you.